Hello everyone and welcome to The Week That Was, brought to you by SwimOutlet.com, the web's most popular swim shop. I'm Jeff Cummings here in the Swimming World Studios to count down the top 5 swimming headlines from the past week. From Korea and Australia to Canada and the United States, we're going all over the globe for this week's show. Well, let's kick it off. Starting off our countdown at number 5 are the retirement announcements from Australian butterflyer Nick Darcy and Canadian Scott Dickens. Both of these swimmers still hold national records and will have a generation of younger swimmers chasing after their fast times. Dickens was the first Canadian under 1 minute in the long course 100 breaststroke, doing so last year at the Olympic Games with a 59.85. Dickens was part of the 2004 Olympic team but was unable to qualify for the 2008 team. After some soul searching, Dickens got back in the pool and got the right to swim in London, where he posted his historic swim. As for Darcy, it's likely his exploits out of the pool will be remembered more for what he accomplished in the water. After the 2008 Olympic trials, Darcy got into a fight with Olympic teammate Simon Cowley and was subsequently removed from the team. The financial burden of the legal battle that followed forced Darcy to declare bankruptcy, all while he was working toward redemption in the pool. He set the current Australian national record at the 2009 World Championships trials with a 154.46 in the 200 fly, but his conviction from that assault kept him off the World Championship team. And then there was the photo of him holding rifles with Kenrick Monk while they visited the United States for competition, particularly the Santa Clara International, where Darcy beat Michael Phelps in the 200 fly, a victory that was quickly forgotten once the gun photo went viral. Darcy wasn't removed from the Olympic team, but had to leave London right after his swimming was done. We wish Scott and Nick all the best in their future endeavors. At number 4 on our countdown is Taehoon Park's return to swimming. Taking a year off after the Olympics to participate in some required military obligations, Park was back in racing form at the Korean National Sports Festival, where he posted a 3:46.71 in the 400 long course freestyle. While it's nowhere near the top 3 times of the year, it's good enough to put the 2008 Olympic champion and 2011 world champion in the top 10 global rankings. Park was a close second in the 400 free at the 2012 Olympics behind Sun Yang and could be working his way back to form in time for the Asian Games next year, where he and Sun could likely race head-to-head once again. No matter the outcome, it's great to see Taehoon Park back in the pool. On our countdown at number 3 is the news that Cielo and his coach Scott Goodrich are moving to Tempe, Arizona to become a part of Sun Devil Aquatics. It'll be familiar territory for both of them. Goodrich has served as assistant coach at Arizona State for many years and will now take over as the age group team's head coach. As for Cielo, he was in Tempe last summer for a couple of weeks training in his preparation for the World Championships. Given that Cielo won 2 gold medals in Barcelona, it's quite obvious that the partnership is working very well and could continue to prosper as Cielo gets ready for the Olympics in his native Brazil. This news could get a new crop of swimmers headed to Sun Devil Aquatics looking for the opportunity to train with Cielo, or at least the opportunity to be trained by his coach. At the very least, any local meet Cielo decides to attend will be a highlight for any age group swimmer who attends. California doesn't have one state championship for swimming and diving, but that could change in 2015, according to an article by the Orange County Register's Dan Albano. He reports that a proposal has been made and a vote likely next February, and that news makes number 2 on our countdown. Specifics about the proposed state meet haven't been made public, and so it raises the biggest question: how many swimmers will compete in this state championship? California is without argument the largest swimming state in the country, and right now the various sectional meets that serve as the season-ending championships are quite populous. Would the state meet be an elite championship for, say, the top 300 swimmers? Or will the qualifying times allow for upwards of 1,000 swimmers, which will make that meet a monster? I grew up swimming in Missouri, and prelims for our high school state championships took almost 6 hours to get through. Imagine what it would be like for a state 3 or 4 times as large. We're all for the opportunity to crown actual state champions in the state of California, but it's obvious that logistics need to be ironed out before that can happen. The number 1 swimming headline of the past week continues to generate a lot of conversation on the pool deck. It's the announcement that Arizona's head coach Eric Hansen was taking a leave of absence for an unspecified amount of time for personal reasons. Those reasons have not been made public, and it comes during a crucial time for the men's and women's teams at Arizona. Their midseason taper meet is about 5 weeks away, and not having their head coach on deck could affect a lot of the swimmers, no matter how mentally tough they are. During this time, Hansen still holds on to his title of head coach, and Rick DeMott is, according to university officials, taking the leadership role of the team until Hansen's return. The Wildcats had a dual meet against UNLV this past weekend and won with little difficulty. Swimming World continues to wish Hansen all the best during his leave of absence. That's going to do it for this episode of The Week That Was. Before we go, we want to remind you that we're holding a Halloween contest looking for the best aquatic themed costume out there. Whether you're dressed up as Seth MacFarlane, dressing up as Ryan Lochte, Missy Franklin in her cow gear, Aquaman, or even this guy, the mascot for the World Championships. We want to see photos. You can post them on our Facebook page, send them to us via Twitter, or email them to mail@morningswimshow.com, and we'll announce the winner on next week's show. I'm Jeff Cummings, and that was The Week That Was.